Hi there, and welcome to episode 200 of the Blue Envelope Podcast. It's been a couple of weeks since we last recorded, and here's what's happened since then. More info has come out about Modern Horizons, and it will be a straight-to-modern set containing brand new cards, much like Conspiracy, our favourite set, whilst the Legacy and Vintage. And as we all know, WotC are doing their absolute best to ensure new players' passage into the games as smooth as possible at the moment. But as we also know, they like to throw a curveball in there now and then, so just to keep little Jimmy on his toes. So let's just hope little Jimmy reads a small print on Modern Horizons before taking his new Modern Horizons cards to first FNM. I feel like that might be a bit of a disaster in the making, but there we go. Only time will tell. In other set news, War of the Sparkplugs will have 36 Planeswalker cards. So here's a mad gimmick, with at least one appearing in every single pack.
Is there only 36?
Did I? And did I say there'd be a gimmick this year, or did I say that last year?
You said that last year.
Oh, I guess.
There's going to be more than 36 Planeswalkers in the story apparently, but only 36 represented in cards in the set. This is what they said.
And presumably you get one of each in a box.
Are they flippy like Rob likes?
Then they're not flippy.
I don't think so.
They do, however, have beautiful stained glass artwork effects art, which we'll never actually get to see because it won't be on the cards.
I've got to say, they don't.
We're not allowed to have nice things.
Who do we think the one with the not showing the face is?
There's one that's not showing the face.
Well, speculate. Well,
yeah,
but it's hard because you can't see their face.
There are two. As of this podcast recording, there are two Planeswalkers that are still up for debate as to who they are. One of them is
Wu-Tang Clan, whatever she's called.
Style hat,
like the Raiden hat.
Yeah,
from
and then
Mortal
kind of
Kombat.
Whippy sword, like a whip that turns into a sword, or a sword that turns into a whip. And that's
Whip
that's
back
all
when
we know.
the tail.
We don't. Some people are speculating it's
That's
Elspeth
not
back from the dead and covering her face to remain anonymous for whatever reason.
I thought it was just a picture of Elspeth though, as well.
Like Thingy did,
I don't
the
know.
blind seer.
But anyway, the big news, of course, this week is that our little old podcast that we've been doing for 4 years has reached 200 episodes. 200. And for the first
We
time,
started
we're live
this
streaming
in
the podcast.
2014.
We're live
Jesus
streaming the
wept.
podcast,
Yep,
yeah.
200
through
weeks
Twitch,
ago.
Like the 21st century kids we are. So if you're watching us right now, congratulations, welcome to this epic groundbreaking moment. But if you're listening on a re-recording, it was great fun. I'm sure I can say that ahead of time. And hopefully we'll be doing it more often.
Yeah, hopefully this becomes a thing we do more often.
Yeah, so welcome to everyone who's watching us and interacting with us right now. And a huge thanks to everyone who's tuned in over the years. Like Neil was saying, since 2014 we've been doing this, so 4.5 years. And I guess it's just to get all emotional for a sec. It's you guys that make us want to keep going, talking about this game we love. Sometimes we talk about Magic, So yeah, here is to 200 more, and there's your 5-minute news roundup. On with the show.
I'm just going to say, as I often say, I genuinely don't know what our intro music sounds like. I literally have no idea. So what you guys just did then, that might well have been what it sounds like.
That is.
I presume it will get recorded over afterwards.
We'll see. We'll see what's funnier.
Two things very quickly. One, anyone in chat, if you've been with us from episode 1, please say, because that's really cool. If there are people here in this chat room now at episode 200 who listened to our first episode and carried on.
That's some effort.
Obviously not you, Rob. Obviously you've been here since then.
Mostly.
Anyway, should we carry on with the episode proper again, pretending we're doing a real bit? This is a bit where we have a little chat and recoup. Right. But let's get on with the show proper in 3, 2,
1.
And joining you today, the most reliable guest. Only once has he fled, but he came right back and promptly made his bed and is now sleeping in it. He thinks himself the talent, the one that brings the bread. It's hard to find headphones that stretch round that head. Mr. Matthew Light. He's changed jobs and house. He's recently been wed, but as adulthood encroaches, he just plays more Magic instead. He's living proof that the magic spark is never quite dead. If you ever thought he's quitting, you were certainly misled. Mr. Neil Rigby.
Yo!
And a man
the funny thing is, I
Fjord.
actually wave every week as well, even though nobody's usually watching. I still wave.
Really?
Yeah. I just realised when I did it then, I was like, oh, people will actually see me wave this week.
A man of fewer words. He prefers things left unsaid. Controversial topics always fill him with dread. but he keeps his cool no matter the direction of the thread, unless we start playing a game he hates and then he just sees red. Dr. Rob Wagner.
Hello.
Oh, I hope one of the games is Pack Rat.
And he'll crash into rhymes like an eager child on a sled. The meaning behind his words are basically down to a single shred at this point. But he's just got one line left to go, Fred. Because he's made it to episode 200. And that is me, Matteo Sicuro, still forcing my rhymes into every intro. Congratulations, me. Welcome to episode 200, everyone. How are you guys? It's been a couple of weeks since we recorded. How are we doing? How's this feeling?
As an aside, buy your cards anywhere you want.
Moving on. How are you guys? Hi to everyone who has joined us. We're starting to get a lot of chat in the chat. So hi everyone. How are you guys?
Chat in the chat.
Best place for it.
We all get longer intros for this because you didn't also do that additional bit of intro. So you took the word space that normally goes there.
Every 100th episode. If anyone listens to episode 100, like I posted on the stream this week, just to get people excited for 200, then you'll know that for the 100 episodes, I like to do a slightly longer intro.
Yes. How could we have
Wait,
missed
does it
that?
work like leap years? So on the 400th episode, there'll be no intros at all.
No. Zero intros. But yeah, I'm still obsessed with Arena, still playing a lot of that, but annoyingly...
I cannot make Mythic! Oh, I was at like Platinum 1 and like 4 of the bars filled up, and I'm now at Platinum 2.
You realise you've got Diamond to get through, don't you?
Is Diamond after Platinum?
Yeah, it's Platinum then Diamond.
Is it? I'm pretty sure I'm already Diamond.
No,
I'm pretty sure I've
Diamond
done
is the
Diamond.
last one before Mythic.
Is
I
it?
would know,
Oh,
being
right.
Mythic.
Do any of you sub to the Reddit called like people fucking dying? Because you could probably get like a good little gif of Neil's face as he realizes that he's nowhere near as close to the top as he thought he was.
Don't worry about the swearing. We can black that out afterwards.
In post.
But yeah, it's annoyingly, Ixalan draft is ranked at the moment, so I've kind of pulled back a bit on the ranked play. Basically, I got to rank number 1. I don't like to mention it, but I got to rank number 1 earlier this week, and then just stopped playing because Ixalan is crap and I'd rather do Ravnica Allegiance. But in doing so, my ranks trickled back down to 8th. So I'm waiting for Rav Allegiance to come back in a couple of weeks. 2 weeks, 1 week? I don't know. Whenever it comes back. They cycle them out for some reason. For anyone that doesn't play Arena. The current set isn't always a ranked set, or vice versa, which is annoying.
Yeah, which is a bit...
A bit
Which we
iffy.
don't approve of
No. Why? Whose idea
for
was
some
that?
reason.
Anyway, should we plow? We've got a lot to get through today, so
Okay.
should we plow on? And Rob, can you tell us about this week back in Magic's history?
I can, and I've just plonked it into chat on Twitch.
Thanks for that.
Good. Well done, me. So, back in Day of Magic history this week, if we go back 5 years, we've got a Team GP in, you guessed it, Japan.
Oh,
Yay!
It was so this Team GP was won by Reed Duke and, of course, his band of merry men, Jared Fabiano and Andrew Cuneo. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, possibly I know what you're thinking. I have a guess what you're thinking. Isn't Reed Duke part of the Peach Garden Oath? When do you think the Peach Garden Oath was formed?
I'm
that's a
guessing...
good question. After this,
I'm
when's
guessing
this
4.5 years ago.
2015.
Ooh, I don't know.
Matt's frantically googling.
Let's have
Yeah,
a look.
Let's have a
Let's have a
think
good
to see if I
old
can get it right.
Thinking.
Hands up, Matt, before you answer.
I think it was at some point around the Yellow Turban Rebellion, so that's about 180 AD.
Okay, no, I meant the other one.
Oh, right. In that case, just
Quick
after
note
this
for people in chat. You're allowed to play along to the games. Obviously,
Yeah,
there'll be
please
a bit
do.
of
Not
lag.
just- you're encouraged, in fact, not just allowed.
Yeah.
There is a slight lag, so Matt might get there before you do. But...
This event was March 15th, 2014. On the 2nd of March 2014, the Peach Garden Oath top 4 the Team Grand Prix in Barcelona just before the Pro Tour, and that was their first outing as a team. Was 2 weeks prior to this back in day event, but if my memory serves me correctly, because I can't see easy information about it, Reed Duke was already signed up to join with two other people, or it was that Huey and Owen weren't able to attend, so Reed Duke had to partner some other people to win a Team GP, because Reed Duke is, well, he's pretty good at Magic.
I like how in the top 8 bracket they've just put the name of the captain as the team.
Yeah, Gerard Fabiano did a lot of winning.
So it's like, so Fabiano wins the tournament with Reed and Gale just supporting him from the sides.
It does because in trophy shots they usually have the winner and with the trophy and then some of their friends behind them, and this looks like one of those. Like Cuneo doesn't look like he's in the team there. He's just kind of hanging in the background. I wonder if I can, for anyone who's watching but can't bother to click the link, with the power of, here we go, I can do that and show you guys.
Something happened with Fabiano, didn't it? Like, he got banned for something.
He
What
did
was it?
afterwards. I think he's unbanned again. I'm not certain.
I feel like he did something like either really naughty or really cheaty or really shady or something. I can't remember what it was exactly. Does anyone in the chat know?
I know that my face has been covered up by the top of Mateo's page.
Yeah, and we know the bookmarks he keeps as well, which is quite cool.
Yeah. It's always risky showing like browser stuff, isn't it? Thankfully, they're all normal. Facebook, email, YouTube, Netflix, our stream on SoundCloud and Twitch. Yeah, Kono's just asked if he wonders if Fabiano's still on circuit. That's the thing. I think he was banned. I think he's back though. Apparently he lied to a judge, which you should never do, as we say often on this podcast. And it was to do with flicking the top card and it being a foil. If anyone wants to, provide more detail, I'll be more than happy to receive and pretend like we knew that already. I'll edit it. How I like to do.
The format was original. Divisive. I was going to say.
Oh, that's a good word for crap.
I quite liked it.
Yeah.
That doesn't make it right.
That's Matt calling me an idiot, isn't it?
That's not true.
Born of the Gods Limited. I preferred it when it was just the first set. I think the second set didn't really add much for me. Obviously, it added a whole bunch of cards, obviously, but I meant in principle.
Was Theros block limited crap, or am I imagining that?
I'm glad you said Theros, because I really couldn't remember that word.
What, Theros?
Yeah.
You were just gonna...
I was just stringing sentences together, hoping to not have to say it.
The Roz.
Yeah, was Theros limited crap? I feel like it was, but maybe it wasn't.
It came at a time when I just moved to.
So I'm quite biased to think it was good.
I just moved to London, and so actually got to play it with friends in paper, which fizzled out the group of us doing that. But I have good memories of drafting in a pub with my friends.
Yeah, I sometimes look back and think about the limited sets that I think are great, and worry that basically I just like the ones that I've played the most. Like,
but surely it's the other way around. You played the most of the ones that you liked, right?
But like the ones I played a lot of, like I didn't play it on like Modo for fun. Like it's just like when there's tournaments or. That being said, we played a lot of Innistrad just like because, didn't we, Neil?
Yeah,
Innistrad
was great fun. I played loads of Khans. Khans
was a great set.
Played that to death, and then they brought out Fate Reforged.
4 mana Khan. 4 mana Khan. 7 mana Khan.
Ravnica Legions is one of the sets I played most of ever, despite like currently not technically being a competitive Magic player, just because I'm enjoying the set so much. Obviously, Arena makes it easier to play, but I think even without Arena, I'd still be playing a ton on Magic Online, just because you obviously play more of the sets you enjoy. I just want to go back to something Rob said earlier. I think you said you got to play with friends and paper, and when you said that, I initially thought you meant like they're my friends on paper.
I don't really like them, but
technically they're my friends. But I only really.
Sorry, I've just noticed in the top 8 deck lists, in the day 1 deck list, they've listed their sideboard cards.
Oh,
Well, all of them.
Yeah, there's like 60 sideboard cards.
Well, that's because they have to be for team events, don't they? You have to split the sideboard.
Yeah, but the fact they've listed them just tickles me.
We have
The
an
undefeated deck lists, and then it's just got like the sideboard cards.
We have an update on Gerard's ban, by the way, or DQ. I think it was a ban as well. This is from Lee. His opponent flicked his top card, decided to shuffle. Gerard called a judge and said his opponent checked the top card, whether it was foil or non-foil, before deciding to shuffle. When he was asked about it, Gerard then said he knows it's a thing and that it can be done, and then he changed his story. So I guess he sort of lied about what he saw his opponent doing. It sounds like he wasn't trying to be dodgy. He just fell into the usual trap of lying to not even a trap, lying to a judge, basically, which you don't do.
And they're always getting people like
Yeah,
that.
exactly. All they're doing is asking you questions. All you have to do is answer them honestly, and if you're not cheating, then you won't get caught. But people seem to keep falling
I'm
into this
probably
trap that hasn't
going
been
to.
set.
I'm probably going to get caught lying to a bunch of judges at tournaments in the future when they're like, "Oh, what do you think of these new polo shirts we've got to be judges in?" And I'd be like, "Oh, I think you look very nice in your polo shirt."
Did you guys see the Channel Fireball flame shirt that was?
Yeah,
joked
the
about as
Yeah.
being
Guy
the
Fieri
shirt?
one.
I want
okay.
that to be the judge shirts.
Yeah,
One
so
of the
many
gods
times
brought
it's-
bestowing. Wasn't bestowing bought of the gods? That was really
Yeah.
good. I really
It
enjoyed
was
that.
already in, I thought.
Was bestowing Theros, or
Is it
was that
Theros,
just a
I think?
Theros block thing? Bestow was really good. I really liked that.
Yeah, maybe Theros wasn't crap. Maybe I'm imagining it because I know I top 8'd a Theros PTQ with like on
He doesn't like to
actual
mention
no
it.
sleep. Yeah, I don't like to mention it. Of course, I didn't win. Boo.
Don't like to mention it.
I was torn on the Roz because it like the set basically represented everything I hated about limited Magic, where it's like it's all about enchantments and like creature combat and targeting your creatures with pump spells. And it's like I can't be bothered with that kind of crap in limited. But they did it in a way that actually didn't make gameplay completely inane, where like the creature enchantments didn't automatically give you card disadvantage, and like the pump spells were all a bit
Yeah,
intelligent. So I was like, it was a bit of a toss up. I couldn't work out whether I liked it or not.
that was quite innovative, wasn't it? Like that was very different. Yeah, I agree. They tried to do something design-wise. You could see what they were doing, and it works. And that it's cool when things come off in Magic because, like, I want the things to succeed. Like, I want, like if they are trying to achieve something like that, I want it to work. I want it to be brilliant, and it was. So I think maybe I didn't. Excuse me. I didn't hate Theros. Maybe I liked Theros.
What do we
Maybe-
think of Monstrous as a thing?
Oh, I thought Monstrous was really
It's
good.
adapt,
Is
isn't
that-
it? We've currently had
Yeah.
monsters in current limited. Like I can't even
Yeah.
remember what the difference is.
Because if the counters are removed, you couldn't re-monstrous. I don't know if there were
Oh,
ways
because it
to
becomes
remove the
permanently
counters,
monstrous,
but
doesn't it?
yeah.
It gets like a monster
Yeah.
counter.
One
I
should
really like
monstrous
that.
it.
It's a mana thing. Like mana things are always good in limited. I really like cards that are good
Yeah.
on turn 2 and also good on turn 8. And things like Sorrowform Hybrid is like one of the best limited
That
commons
card's so good.
because of that. Because it's good at any point in the game. And
For those of
Monstrous
our
was also
listeners
good
who
for that
perhaps
reason.
don't know exactly what that card does, perhaps we should say.
What Sorrowform Hybrid?
Yeah.
It's
It's a
It's in the current
It's
set.
a-
It's a 2-mana 2/2, and it has monstrous. It has adapt 6. If you pay 6, it becomes a 6/6 rather than a 2/2 permanently.
it makes a little splash animation on
Yeah.
Arena.
Does it? I suppose as well.
Oh, yeah, and while it's on the stack, it's just going bubble, 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 bubble.
That
Yeah.
that is a very interesting design thing that we should talk about, right? So, on Arena, like when you click things and do things, that like stuff happens, right? That's part of like the visuals that people like, right?
It's generally the case with computers.
Why is Matt frozen? What have we done to him?
He's
Right.
not frozen. He's been stunned into
Basically,
non-movement by Rob's accurate answers.
if it's the case that like pressing things on creatures that like give an animation is popular, which it sounds like it is and will be, that means
Yeah.
design-wise, like set design is like naturally like going to push towards creatures having more activated abilities.
Cards can have like push
Okay.
caps, like when you press down on a jar and it tells you if it's been opened or not. Cards will have one of those built in. Has this been activated? Is cap depressed? It'll make it easier for Gerard to cheat, that's for sure. Summoning the top card of the library, like
Oh,
but yeah, no, the
oh,
animations
Matt's
on
just
Arena
taking
are
his
a bit
top off.
weird.
I thought Matt had just decided that like he'd had his
I'm done. I'm just
No.
done.
Oh, he's got a
not
slide up
joining in
t-shirt.
anymore.
Oh, someone just said Rob looks really different to how he was picturing him. That's so cute.
That's because he's got
Yeah,
football
this is-
on, and Rob doesn't look like a
Because
football.
he's got a football top on. Rob's actually in disguise today.
I'm continuing the charade.
It is funny actually to think that like, obviously people have mostly only ever heard us. It's funny to think like what their perception of us is based on what they've seen or heard. It's always
Yeah.
funny when you see people off the radio, isn't it? Because they never
Yeah,
look like how you imagine they look.
Yeah. It is good.
But yeah, we're talking about back in day, weren't we? Remind me
Yeah,
what we're talking about.
basically, Rob, I really like
The
that you
Ross.
picked this back in the day because of the like Peach Garden O stuff. Because I always like making Romance of the Three Kingdoms comments every time they come up because it makes
Yeah.
me feel clever.
The yellow turban.
I also have Romance of the Three Kingdoms sat on my shelf ready to read, but I can never get into it because it's really long and wordy.
You can't see it. I can see your shelf.
That's a chest of drawers, Rob. Don't be an
What?
idiot.
Yeah, that's
The whole
clearly not
podcast
shelf.
is silly.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it's limited. When you pick the constructed ones, I can like wax lyrical for like I could do like episodes
Wax
on like
lyrical.
some of the back in the days that like for tournaments
Is
I
wax-
tested for a lot.
Is Wax Lyrical like the offshoot group from Wax Onion, the Magic team?
Yeah, wax onion is one of those things. I wonder if we should explain in the chat. Tell us if you know what we mean when we talk about wax onion, or whether that just goes over your head. Because I imagine it almost goes over my head. So I don't imagine like it's not even funny, but it's a reference that I wonder if people actually understand.
Rob, look, someone thought that we were swaps.
I know.
That's amazing.
If only.
That's so amazing. That's just brilliant.
Yeah,
Because if I
That-
was actually you,
that
I
is
could do
what-
this and I'd be touching your head.
And what that means, Rob, that means like often when people are in the street look at your face, they expect my personality and the things that I said. So if you ever get a bit weirded out by why people's first impressions of you seem to be a bit unkind or they like prejudge you and you're like, what? I'm so nice.
Yeah, that
Maybe
makes
it's
sense.
your face. Maybe it's your face.
To those pointing out, I think I don't normally smile at my own puns, but there is a camera on me.
I can verify that Rob does definitely smile at his own puns
My wife
before he
is
says them
agreeing
most
with me.
of the time. When Rob smiles, you can tell it's because he's thought of a pun.
Because it's naughty. It's a naughty smile. Like he knows that he's doing.
Yeah,
He knows
people
that he's
say they
been
don't
a
know
bit of a
wax
dick
onion.
to people.
It's like hee 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 hee.
Wax Onion is an anagram of Axion Now, which is a British Magic team that Autumn is part of,
I've lit-
actually. So
I've
they're
literally
actually
just typed
getting
that into chat.
recognition now. But when they first started, we sort of joked as a kind of like, oh, they're trying to take over, like, you know, we're the best team. And obviously, we never are a team, but we're like, no, we're the best players in the UK. They're taking over. We need to form a rival team and call it Wax Onion. And it never went anywhere. And we sort of joked
They
that
never
we'd be
tried
rivals
to
then.
organise. We tried to organise team drafts against them at like
Yeah,
tournaments,
like Wax
like
Onion
6
versus
months,
Axion Now.
and they just always declined. So that
Yeah,
was sad.
they think they're better than us.
So we're technically undefeated.
Probably are.
Yeah.
Us, I mean.
Oh my god. Do you remember when we did that bloody conspiracy draft at GP London?
You won. You won
I
the.
I did. I think that was honestly some of the worst time I've ever had playing Magic.
It
You know
was
why?
funny. It was funny because like I didn't
Multiplayer.
get to join in, and I was like a bit sad that I didn't get to join in because I was working. And then I came over and sort of like watched you when one of the rounds was over
You
really
were working,
early.
you were top 8ing a GP, but carry on.
Was I?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're in the
All
top
right.
8. That's why you couldn't join in.
All right.
Yeah.
But I came up. Well, in that case, I
Don't
came
want
over
to
and watched you when I wasn't playing, and you just looked so just pissed off to
Yeah,
be
because we
there.
I think we were in a separate pod. It was Rob, you and I were in
It
a
was that
separate pod,
conspiracy.
weren't we?
Yeah, the
And basically,
conspiracy
we
take
didn't
the
really
crown
understand
draft.
that
So
in multiplayer,
you
like,
all
Commander
drafted as
style.
an 8. You all
Yeah.
drafted as an 8, but then you split into 4, 2 groups of 4 to actually play. Rather than 4 groups of 2, which is how it should be, it was 2 groups of 4 to play multiplayer games.
Yeah, but
Oh,
we
wow.
didn't really understand that in multiplayer games, you're not actually supposed to try and win.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no, genuinely, Neil, that was the problem.
and so I drafted, like, my deck was like busted because I got this. You get these
Yeah.
cards in that conspiracy set where it's like an emblem at the start of the game, and it basically
Oh
says your-
yeah, I know them.
it
They're
says your
Yeah, the-
creatures deal damage.
yeah, the door
I had
on
a
the
door
siege
once,
tower
and my
one.
creatures deal damage equal to their toughness. And my deck had like 7 2-mana 0/5s. It's like
So 0/4s.
well, there's 0/4s, like 0/4s, and there's some
Yeah.
3-mana like 5 toughness creatures. So all my creatures were like massive, and I just like destroyed the whole table in like 10 minutes. And meanwhile, the other table, like they were desperately trying to stop Matt from doing that. So Matt's just there like holding off an entire table, like looking like he wants to die every single game. Like every time he plays a creature, someone's like, "Play a Wrath." Okay, play another creature. Play a Wrath. Like somewhat, just why are we doing this? Like, what's the point in this?
Yeah, and I'm like getting in for like 3 here, and like I'm like slowly bleeding everyone out and gaining card advantage, but like really, really struggling. And I'm like this the whole time. Yes,
I've never seen
okay.
someone lose the will to live quite so
Like
quickly
someone,
as
like
I've
someone
seen.
misses their 3rd land drop, and I'm like, right, let's all just kill him then. Like,
Yeah, there's somebody on 3 life, taps out, no creatures. Somebody else with a 3/3 looking at them like,
no,
Uh,
it's your turn.
yeah.
Like, Jesus.
yeah, it's like they're going to try and beat you later. Like that's the whole point.
Yeah.
It's just, the people that play Magic like that, I think part of me is a bit like sad for them because it's like they're
Well,
so-
they
they're
play
so-
that way and they have fun,
Oh, they're
and we
enjoying
play our
it.
way
Yeah,
and we
they're
have
doing it.
fun.
Yeah, but no,
Yeah.
Just shouldn't mix. That's all.
yeah, they should be in like
Never
little
this
camp.
way shall meet.
Should be
Um,
in little camps.
Should we?
That's pretty dark.
Should we play a game?
But one more thing
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
One more thing first. I might hang on. What was I going to say?
Something atrocious.
Oh yeah, there are so many great games out there. Like board games, like other kinds of games that you
Alright.
can play like for fun in those ways. It doesn't have to be Magic, and I don't think Magic's necessarily the best suited for it. But that being said, I've never really tried. I've never really suspended my disbelief and given it a fair shot. So maybe actually Commander is like the best way of like playing a game with your mates, but I do think it's fundamentally terrible.
It's quite funny because I was talking about this over. I went out for a Sunday roast with like the missus and her sisters over visiting, and she was saying like she hates playing board games and stuff. And I'm like, part of the problem is people are really bad at playing board games because they try and keep the game going rather than just trying to win. Because they were saying like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
like,
you are allowed to play again.
yeah. It's like,
Just do another
Just
draft.
win.
Yeah.
yeah,
I think with board games that there are 2 problems with people. Well, okay, first point, if someone said to me they don't like board games, or they said my new girlfriend doesn't like board games, won't play board games, I'd be like, then you're an idiot, because games are fun.
I
There
like
are
board
games that are designed well, and if you don't like them, you've either not played enough of them that are good, or you're a freak. Right, so that's point 1.
most of the time people play with bad people.
Yeah,
And
and
have a bad
that's a good
experience.
point. And the other thing is like they tend to have played crap board games. Like when people think about board games, they think about like
Monopoly.
the board games
Monopoly.
you played as a child, and like that they're so much better than that now. Like they're absolutely
Games of Risk that lasted 3 days and stuff like that, and it's like a game of Risk shouldn't last that long. I'm like,
Okay,
oh,
well, I'd be happy playing a game of Risk that lasted 3 days. That's fine. I've played Risk and then gone back to it, gone away, come back to it, etc. Some great board game stories come from Risk. However, but like you should just like try playing more board games, Matteo, because like they are super fun. Do you guys play board games, Rob, in London?
Amy and I do.
Yeah, I thought you did. And you
Yeah, they do
Sarah
a
plays
variety of people.
Anyway, should we play a game?
Yeah, go on then. A board game.
So
No.
when Matt said there are a lot of great games out there, I thought it was going to be a segue like, but we're going to play Pack Rat.
Yeah. No, so this is a game that we first trialed on the last like actual episode, where I sort of gave it the name of variant of Liar's Dice. I don't think it has a name yet, but basically, I'm going to give you a category.
Matt,
you
you got as
guys-
much time as you want because there's only 8 and you said you'll name 9.
You guys take it in turns to name as many things within that. To bid how many things within that category you think you'll be able to name. I mean, last time I just said like, oh, I'll tell you when you've had too long, but this time I'm just going to say within 30 seconds. So I'm going to give you a 30-second timer, and you name as many things you can. So if you want to and ah within that time, it's up to you. You're just losing time basically. So. Are we ready to go? And because we're all on video and I can see if you're cheating this time, I'm going to impose the rule that while we're playing, your hands have to be visible. And if at any point your hands are not visible, I will DQ you from that bid. So please, no one look at Neil right now. This is a family-friendly show. So So are we ready to play? See, because of the way the
Also,
videos are done, let's do it in order. So let's do Neil, Rob, Matt in the bidding, just because that's how it's
Doesn't
done.
our stream Twitch thingy have a mature audience warning on it?
No,
I don't
that
think
was
it does,
mine.
That was his own.
Oh right,
So
okay.
no swearing,
Oh.
please.
Mine does, because I often get sweary.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time I do my streaming. Well, I used to stream like during the day and it was fine, but a lot of the time I do my streaming like on a Friday when I've come in after work and just done nothing but drink for hours, and then just decide, oh, let's do some streaming and drafting. So obviously when I'm pissed up, I start swearing a lot.
Yeah. Anyway, because it's episode 200 of the Blue Envelope podcast and we're celebrating a milestone, these are going to be mostly Blue Envelope podcast based, all Blue Envelope podcast based, in fact. So before I give you the first category, please can I see hands in the air? Although this one's going to be hard to Google anyway. And I'm going to want you to tell me as many things as you can in 30 seconds. People, and I'm being intentionally vague here, by the way, who have appeared with their voice. So people whose voice you've heard on the Blue Envelope podcast across 200 episodes. Not including us four. So
Not
outside of us
including
four,
God.
anyone who's appeared as a guest or otherwise, basically someone who you've heard their voice, like full episode or not, on the Blue Envelope podcast is what I want to know. So Neil, I'm going to start the bidding with you. Choose a number.
6.
Is it me now?
No, it's Rob.
7.
8. Rob's given a very good call face there.
I'd thought of 6.
Matt, hand,
So I said
Matt,
7.
hand.
I mean, it doesn't
I'm gonna
matter.
say, how's he gonna Google that? What's
Yeah.
he gonna do? Listen to
That is
listen
fair.
to 99
Quick.
episodes?
Also, I'm definitely
Scroll,
at a disadvantage
scroll,
here because I've missed the most episodes and I don't listen to the podcast.
Anyway,
To be
Neil,
fair,
we're on you.
and
Most
also
of
we
the
tend to have
people
some.
we've had to replace Matt.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
It tends
gonna
to be
let
the
Matt
guests.
name
I mean,
8.
one of us is
I
a
think I
baby.
could name 9, but I'm gonna let Matt name 8.
All right, so
Maybe-
Matt, it's on you. I'm going to start your timer.
What, 30
You would have had
seconds?
to name
30
nine,
seconds
you.
is a bit outrageous.
It is when you
Well,
talk for the first 10 of it.
Okay,
Give me 30 seconds,
right.
go.
Okay. Rich, Osama, Matt Folks, Autumn, Ben Friedman, Christian Calcano, I think, did as well. 2 more. Who else have we had on as guests?
We can't see your phone, by the way. I'm gonna say. Oh yeah, I can.
Rob Catton, has he been on? And then, one more.
You got 5 seconds. 3,
No,
1.
no.
Wow.
Lee Brook.
Yeah.
Basically, when you put a 10-second ticking down timer, it's really hard to concentrate. So,
I'm gonna
No.
because I'm giving lots of points out. I'm gonna give points because Neil won that call there, so I'm gonna give points equal to the number that you called out on. So Neil gets 8 points from that,
woo!
and let's see how many more we can name. So people fill in the names we've missed. So Neil, you just mentioned who did
Lee
you just
Brook.
mention? Lee
Arcade.
When was Lee on the podcast?
One of the weeks you weren't.
a while ago.
That's ridiculous.
Was Cat on for a whole episode, or was it just the turtle disaster thing?
Turtle disaster.
Yeah, if you guys look at the chat, there are people in the chat that were on that you haven't mentioned.
Jethro did an
Yeah,
entire
yeah,
episode
yeah.
because of the
thing is-
because of the
the thing is-
Patreon.
You guys had so many guests when I wasn't here, didn't
Yeah.
you?
Jethro
Jethro and
was
John,
on because of the Patreon. How could you forget that?
God damn.
And it was any voice. So I remember there's all the people congratulating us in the 100th episode.
Yeah, so
Travis
that
Wood,
brought
for
it up
example,
quite a
was just
lot.
yeah.
The full list. Someone's mentioning the Japanese chap. So yeah, Sammy T. You guys haven't mentioned.
Yeah,
That
the
was one.
Japanese chaps.
also not.
The Japanese chap, Pascal Maynard.
Yeah, he was one of them as well. GP Anchorage winner. So we've had this is I might be wrong. I might actually missed some. So if chat are listening and I missed someone, I apologise. But I think we've had Kaya Patel, John Rigby off of Complaining the Chat, Jethro also, Rob Catton, who by the way I think has appeared on the most episodes. Can you guys remember why that is the case?
Because of the turtle disaster.
Yeah, so you used to say turtle disaster at the end of each episode. This was a turtle disaster. Travis
This
Wood.
could
To
be
be
a
fair, he
total
said it was,
disaster.
so he
When
got-
did
he got
that
later.
happen?
Travis Wood
When
gave us
did
a
that
shout
happen
out
for
in episode
ages?
100.
What?
Yeah.
To have a thing where Rob Catton, you say that was a turtle disaster at the end of every episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you really?
For like maybe the first 20 episodes.
You had to listen to the episode, not just be in it.
I
Okay.
listen to the episode, Rob, when the episode is being recorded.
I'm going to plow on. Travis Wu gave us a shout out. Ben Friedman gave us a shout out. Pascal Maynard gave us a shout out. Autumn was on for a full episode. Matt Folks, full episode. Pete Ward and Sam Rolfe did a shout out for the 100th thing. They did like a trio with their house, also with Matt Folks, so he's been on too. Marcus Hensing was on for an episode. Simon Nielsen, all the Danish people together. These are in a random order. Andrea Mengucci gave us a shout out. Rich Hagan appeared in 2 Christmas episodes. Lee Brock was on an episode. Christian Calcano, shout out. Dave Calf, I don't think has been mentioned yet. He had an episode. Asami, you did mention. Sammy T. And this one, you guys are never going to get, but Maria Bartoldi had a cameo appearance where do you remember that episode I complained about the way she said aggro? And she kept saying egg roll.
Egg roll.
Yeah, and so I played her saying that at the end of the episode. I think that's everyone. Let me just check the chat to see if anyone thinks I've missed anyone.
I'm not sure if Maria counts because she didn't know that was what she was being used for.
Yeah, is Jethro here? Someone's just said Jethro's not even here. I'll be upset if that is the case because he said he's.
He was here earlier. He was here earlier.
Was he?
I'm sure it was. Yeah.
Anyway,
Maybe.
so eight points to Neil. Well done, Neil. Good start. Your next category. Now, I think I haven't got all of these myself, so hopefully you guys can think of more of me. But your next category, who did we start the bidding at last time? It was, I guess, Neil. So let's start with Rob this time.
I called it out on Matt.
Yeah, so it's technically Rob's turn next. So Rob,
Yeah.
to start the bidding, the names of podcast games or features. So a podcast game or feature that has a name. Hands up.
I'm pretty sure we don't need the hands up because it is like almost impossible to Google.
Yeah, all right, hands down, fine, whatever. A named podcast feature or game. Start the bidding, Rob. How many do you think you can name in 30 seconds?
7.
That's high.
Matt's face. That's a bold start.
Yeah.
7.
No, you can't say the same number.
I'm gonna go for 8,
7.1.
and Neil's gonna call me.
See, 9's I think I can do 9, but I have to be pretty sure I can do 9 because Rob's definitely calling me. Because
You don't have to say 9. You can say 10.
That's fighting talk, that is.
I'm pretty sure you'd call me on 9. I'm just trying to think if I can.
I'm glad I got away with 7.
See, the thing is, I always go, oh, I'll call, and then they start rhyming them off, and they rhyme off all the ones that I haven't thought of. So I'm like, oh, I'm definitely gonna get it.
I'm going to need an
Yeah,
answer. 9. Oh,
No.
9. Highest bid is 9.
I was more and more confident I could do 8 with each passing moment as well.
Yeah, I think I should be fine actually.
It's on you, Rob.
10.
Call.
Jeez.
Call.
Thanks, Matt.
Cool.
Yeah, I can't do 11. There's no
Right.
way.
Rob, whenever you're ready, here's your 30-second timer. Go.
And Tweet the Angels, Nameless Inversion, Back in Day, Woo or Pooh, The Rigtionary, Story Time with Neil Rigby. Oh no.
10 seconds, 4 to go.
Pack Rat. Help quick!
3,
People in chat.
2, 1.
No.
How did you not get top 8 or potato?
Oh,
Potato. Did he say trash to treasure either?
Trash to
No.
treasure, top 8 or potato.
Yeah.
Did
So
you get
that was
spectral progression?
10 points to Matt.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't think you said Spectral.
Didn't say spectral progression.
You did say
Yeah,
Half
we
or Laugh,
do.
the one-off game that we had. Did you say Back in Day?
He did
Yeah.
say back.
He did say
Okay,
back
he
in the
did.
day. That would have been funny. I was hoping he didn't get that. That'd have been great.
Yeah. So there was Fact or Fiction. I don't know if you said that. Wasn't paying attention.
No.
I think all the others I've written down you did have. I would have accepted like 5-minute news roundup. I don't think I've actually named it, but like the new thing I've started doing at the episodes, I would have accepted some variant
Sure.
of that. I think that's
We would
everything.
have-
If anyone's
If
listening,
you'd
if you
have
think of
tried, if you'd
anything.
have tried to get a 5-minute news roundup as one of your answers past Neil and I, you didn't have a snowball's chance in hell. You can't just describe bits of the podcast Mateo and pretend they're names. That's
The main
ridiculous.
section.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Think of
intro.
me.
The
There's
intro,
also,
the outro.
I couldn't think of the name. What was the one that Rob like threw his toys out of the pram for? Because I can't even remember what the game was or what it was called. Because there's that one as well, but I can't remember what it was.
Oh, it was something funny.
It's like, the aim
That
of the
was
game was
really
that like
good.
you'd name parts of a card and then bluff whether you knew it or not, basically. But I can't remember.
Didn't
what
we
it
call that one Rat Pack? Because Rob threw his toys out the pram.
was. I don't think so. But no, pack. People are shouting pack rat. We did get.
I thought I would have done more because I gave most sections their names myself. I thought muscle memory might have kicked in.
All right, so that's 10 points to Matt. So that's 10 to Matt, 8 to Neil. Can someone in the chat keep count? I'll just do it. Neil 8, Matt 10. Right.
Yeah.
Your next category.
The most fun part of this game is definitely saying call. Because that's the point where you've got all the power, right? You don't have to answer any bloody questions.
I like that, Rob.
Like you say one word and then maybe you get loads of points. Like that's brilliant.
Yeah. Actually, with this next one, I want the chat to also play, like, basically shout numbers that you think you get. Obviously, you can't bid along, but I want to see what the chat thinks they can get. But this next category, so Matt called, so we're going to start the bidding back at Neil. I want you to name like podcast memes or references. So like the running jokes that we have. You don't like obviously don't have names. If you can describe them in a way that I know what you're talking about. How many do you think you can name in 30
This
seconds?
is
Start the
amazing.
bidding with Neil.
Right, I'm going to start nice and low so we can go round and round.
2.
7.
Oh wait.
Start nice and low with 7. That's outrageous. 8.
No, it's Rob.
Oh, sorry.
It's me. Yeah, 8.
Oh, great. Okay. Can I do 8? I can't do 8. I can't do one every 3 seconds.
Go on to the 10 then.
Cool.
Can we have a bit longer because some of them you got to describe instead of just say it.
All right, 40 seconds.
In that case, 9.
That's fine.
So, like, what? I'm intrigued as to what actually counts.
It'll count.
Oh.
Basically.
Only one way to find out.
If I know what you're talking about, it will probably count. Yeah, there's, like Rob says, one way to find out.
I'm just going to
check
call.
who's,
Right.
What do you
So
think?
my first question
Yeah.
are these on air ones or do pre-airing count?
Was that a call, by the way? I missed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're
Yeah,
going for 9.
I
Yeah,
can't score.
I'll allow like things that we have between just us as well, as long as it's like
10
related to the
then!
podcast.
Because the way I went
Because
was
there's like 5 at the start of
at
every
the start of
episode.
the episode, yeah.
All right, no, actually, no. I'm changing my mind. Yeah, it's only things that a listener would recognise.
That's
Okay.
fair.
I'll
I was
do.
gonna say, especially since you ask the people in chat, wait, how many do you think you could get? And they're
Yeah.
like, 9? What?
We've not had any
I
numbers
can
from
do-
chat
I'll-
though, so
I'll
start.
do-
I
I
want
can
someone
I can probably do 9
to.
still.
Alright, so
I'll
I'll someone in
keep
chat
it.
say they could do more than 9. I doubt it, but let's go.
1. We've got a 1.
Can I not have a nonsense long timer? And if I do have one, don't show me it. Right. So
No, I'm going to show you the. I'm going to
Don't
put the
want
timer
to-
up, so no cheating.
I won't
Alright,
look it.
ready, go.
So, wax onion, which we've just described. Always check who's watching
Yeah.
before you do something stupid. The funny Rigtionary voice. Japanese tournaments being in Canada. What else do we have that is good? You don't like to mention that you top 8 at something. I look like the winner from that Pro Tour. Or he looks like me. How many's that? Pause it while you tell me how many that is. 6. I need to get 3 more.
Got 10 seconds to do
Okay.
it.
Transwoo going downstairs backwards.
5,
What else?
4, 3, 2, 1.
Too
Alright,
hungover. I'm
another
hungover
fail.
to handle the pressure.
Oh, the best bit is like it's the timer that does it.
Yeah, the time is
Yeah.
you lose like
That's why it's
10
for longer.
seconds. Yeah.
I was gonna say like
As soon as you start counting down, my train of thought's just like shattered.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't think I have all of them, but on top of what you'd had, so spoiler preview, could have had.
Yeah.
Whispering things like dragon, could have had.
let's see. I was gonna say whisper, the whisper
Yeah.
thing.
But
I'm sad you didn't get this one, but
More or 4.
Four or more.
yeah, Fua Amora is one, the big fan that I just did.
yeah.
Matt, you're a guest. You didn't do that.
Yeah,
one.
all the me-based ones. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
I can't believe I
Pause,
missed
pause,
those.
pause, pause,
Well,
pause.
that's because I just don't think they're real.
Yeah. Pause.
Yeah.
Pause,
Matt
pause,
always
pause.
cheating. That's another one that we like to reference.
Biggest fan.
Biggest, yeah, I just did the biggest fan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout
Jack
out.
is watching. You think you said that one? I assume you meant when you said like the weird Ricktionary voice. I assume you meant like Roriel, the sort of
Yeah.
Scooby Doo voice. And Wax
Right,
Onion,
yeah.
which you kind of spoke about earlier, I would have accepted that as well.
I like the. Yeah, I didn't think of the pounds versus the dollar one, where it's like, oh, that's £7. What's that? About $1 million? And then, like,
Yeah.
obviously, because it's Brexit, it's the other way around.
Yeah,
Oh,
we do
Matt-
that quite a lot.
Matt
Traveling
not going on social media.
traveling.
That's another one that
Yeah.
Freck said. I guess that counts.
What counts as
the-
travelling?
The, fact that for some reason I put my Twitter name at the end of every episode. They're
Oh,
like
Matt,
the
like,
most
Desperately
ridiculous. thing.
delaying the back end day. I guess that would have been.
Yeah,
one as
that's
well.
really good. The
Yeah.
fact that there are like 4 that I do that I just didn't get are ridiculous.
Traveling.
What else?
We've had
Is
traveling
there any
episodes.
more?
I think Chris has mentioned traveling. I think I would have accepted that because we had like a sort of running theme of whether things count as traveling.
Oh, we're really funny.
We
We are quite
we
funny.
very funny. All right, so
We're
that was
especially
10,
funny.
Who
We're
got 10
especially-
points then? Because someone called. That
Yeah.
was Neil. Neil's
Yeah.
shoot.
More
shoot.
points for
No, it was
me.
9 points. Sorry.
We're especially funny if you go back through like 250 hours worth of content and learn all our in jokes. That's when we're at peak funny.
All right, so one more category, and this one's quite a. I might give a minute for this one because there are many you could name. Yeah, I'm going to give a minute,
Oh.
and any number of cards where the card, and definitely hands up for this one because this is quite easily gatherable.
It's me first now, isn't it? Because Neil took the last action.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
any number of cards that have within their name. So, for example, if I was going to ask you Mindstorm Crown, Stormcrow, sorry, I would accept Mindstorm Crown because it contains Stormcrow. So, within their name, have any of blue, envelope. It's none with envelope. Pod or cast. So there's obviously none with podcast because that's not an actual word. So contain either pod or cast. I would accept. So blue or pod or cast. There are none with envelope. So ignore that one. So bidding with Rob.
How many cards you can name?
Do I need 18 to win? Is this the last round?
There's like.
I like the idea that Rob's just like 18.
18 to win.
There'll be a
Rob just
trivia
goes
round.
to
There'll be a quick fire trivia round where I'll basically assign points at random. So go for it. Go for whatever you want.
Rob,
Oh,
you
I
can-
tend to
you
win
can
in
say
those
one,
rounds
but
anyway.
then you just like win anyway.
Yeah.
Or if you
It's
like
just
to
like
call them-
Rob winning the Christmas quiz is another meme.
Oh yes.
Neil being 700 points clear and still lose.
How many should we make the questions worth? Oh, Neil's ahead by 17. 17. Each question's worth 17 points.
And we had, so it's blue,
Blue
Envelope.
podcast.
pod,
Like
and
that's
cast,
Neil's
was it?
hand.
Yeah, pod and cast. I'm counting a separate word. So pod or cast.
Yeah, ironically, envelope contains envelope,
Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, not.
which is what you'd
quite.
expect from an envelope, to be honest. 12.
Someone's breathing very heavily. Matt, on to you. Call.
Yeah.
Wow.
Alright.
Okay. So Rob has to name 12 cards with any of blue, pod, or cast in their name. You've got a minute to do it. And whenever you're ready, Rob, go. Hands up.
Oh, 3. I'm going to start sooner. Hold on.
Hold on, what?
You started me off.
Yeah.
You
I
said,
did
you
say
said go when I'm ready.
now.
Blue, blue Elemental Blast, cast down, cast out, birthing pod,
Yeah.
castle raptors, castle, bluefin raptors,
Probably.
oh,
Oh, I didn't realise we could just make cards up.
Blue moon.
there's got to be more with pod. Oh dear.
You got over halfway
I
now.
don't know. Okay, hold on. Let's slow this down.
Play along in the chat, as
I don't
always.
think Rob
please.
understands what being on a timer is.
Circle protection blue, rune protection blue, blue ward, blue lace, mortar pod,
They're helping!
Blue mana
That's
battery.
outrageous.
blue mana battery.
You're right, your time's up.
Castle Sengia.
Oh,
I don't think you got it, Rob, I'm afraid.
thanks, chat. I had birthing pod.
Also, you guys, I called strong straight when everyone was like, call in at 12? Yeah.
Yeah. So there were a lot you could have named. I'm not sure I'm going to read
Yeah.
them all. But I'll read all the blue ones because there aren't many. Blue Elemental Blast, Blue Mana Battery, Blue Scarab. Neil,
Yeah.
what does that do? Blue Scarab.
It's a 3 casting cost artifact, and I'm pretty sure you can like.
I've never heard of
What
this
do the
card.
scarabs do?
Yeah, bluefin raptor isn't a thing. There's a bluefin tuna. That's just a real life thing.
Anyway, Blue
Oh,
Sun Zenith,
Rob,
Blue
we've
Ward.
got to get you on the design team for the next Ixalan. like,
That's quite a Simic card, isn't it? A Bluefin Raptor. Like, there's a tuna, there's a raptor. Put them together.
Rob Wagner, civic visionary.
Bring with the Blue Dawn, Circle Protection Blue, Rune of Protection
Bring
Blue,
with the blue
as with
dawn,
Blueprints.
of course.
That was all the blues. All the pods, you could have had Birthing Pod, Blister Pod, Dodecapod, Dream Pod, Druid, Heroes, Podium, Mortcrit, Necropod, Mortarpod,
Heroes
Necropod,
Podium.
and Thermopod.
Yeah, about 30 seconds in my head, all I could think was podiatry.
Well, why do you say it out loud and then you might have stopped thinking
There
about
were
it?
Rob,
tons
I
of
don't
casts,
think
by the way,
this-
like 50 at least.
I don't think this episode is going to get any better than you as a time is ticking down next to your face going, yeah, I just need to slow this down.
Yeah.
No, Rob, you should speed it up. That's the problem.
So anyway, that was 12 points to Matt, which means I think
Oh, that puts him in the lead.
Neil 17,
That's it.
Yeah, Matt 21.
Matt 21, and Rob will probably win.
Rob.
I fancy my chances.
All right. So next up, so I've got like 5 just like trivia questions. There's no real format to these. I just thought something else that the punters at home can play along with. Again, yeah, hands up, ideally.
Hands up,
I've
baby,
tried
hands
to. They're sort of podcast related, but the ones that aren't, the ones that even are, I've tried to make it so you don't have to be like a long time listener to understand them, but they're kind of about the history of the podcast. So the first one is, our first episode aired on August 14th, 2014. But I want to know, who was the defending Pro Tour champion at the time of our first episode? I'll give bonus points if you tell me more about how they won and where and what deck and that kind of stuff.
That's amazing. What
So it was August.
Yeah, August 2014. Feel free to shout out the answer if you know it.
Martin Dung.
No, wrong year.
Oh.
But right Pro Tour. It was that equivalent, but a year earlier.
Yeah, it was the core set one, and it was after Theros Block, 'cause we just had back in day from Theros Block.
Yeah.
So,
What card?
Your Larson?
It wasn't. Do you want me? Should I give you some clues? The deck they
Yeah,
played
please.
was Blue-White Control.
Alexander Hayne.
No.
No.
oh
Oh no, it's Theros, isn't it? I'm way out.
Ivan Flock.
Japanese player
It
Sean
was
McLaren?
Ivan Flock.
No. Oh.
Ivan
Neil's
Flock,
got it.
and he won with Nyx Fleece Rams.
Yeah.
Captain Charisma.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, next question. That was good.
Good old Nick Fit deck.
Nyx Fleece Rams and was he making it so they could attack? Was that a thing he did? I can't
No,
remember.
he had like
They just don't have Defender anyway.
He had a
But he had
elixir of-
the angel that puts counters on all your creatures whenever you give
Yeah,
him
that's
life.
it. Yeah. It was. Yeah, they got bigger with the stupid angel, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Archangel of Thune.
Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, I didn't look much into it because I was hoping that one of you would know. But anyway, so for this next question, I'm going to ask for a number of... Yeah, I mean, you'd struggle to get it even if you did Google it. But I'm going to ask for a number of things, and if you get... So basically, I'm
7.
going to give you, like... bonus. If you get the number right, I'll give you that number of things as the points for the question.
What are the
Does
scores?
that make sense? So if you don't get it right, I'll give you, like, I don't know, 5 points for being closest. If you do get it right, I'll give you that number of points.
Okay.
Okay.
So... Since we started
720 million.
So since our first episode on the 14th of August 2014.
How many seconds have passed?
How many sets of Magic have been released since then? I'm defining a set as something that has had its own set symbol. So not just like expand. I'm also including like from the vaults, like those like the dual decks things, that kind of stuff.
Battle Bond.
Yeah, Battle Bond, stuff like that. So
Do
how
the
many
dual
of
decks
these
count?
things do you think have been released since we started making this podcast? So things with an
47.
individual set symbol.
33.
33?
32.
47.
What did you say, Rob?
32.
32.
Yeah, Rob did the like.
Rob Price is right in it.
Which way do I want to shut him out?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Should've
and Neil
waited for
for
Neil
some
to answer, really.
and Neil for some.
I've said 47 3 times now.
Yeah, no, I'm saying Rob should have waited for you to answer if he was trying to be clever about it. The answer was actually 62.
Bloody
Wow.
hell.
62.
That's a lot of sets.
See,
Yeah.
I nearly said 60 because of stupid. Because I was like, oh, they've probably done like 15 a year, and it turns out they have.
They've done more than 4 a year.
Oh, I'll just say I just set this up to have an upset in the game and give it to Rob because I've given Rob the answer, but he obviously hasn't seen the chat where I gave him the answer, so you've ruined it, Rob. But the answer was 62. You could have had 62 points there and won the game. You've missed your chance. So bonus points. 100 bonus points if you can name all 62. Let me just send the list up. No. There's tons. Looking through
I
these,
bet I could.
like I could have.
You bet you could.
Yeah.
How many do you reckon you could name? See, let's go back to the last game. How many do you reckon you can name? I'll
Yeah, no,
say
Matt, stop googling for
40.
a second, and close the screen. Whatever you've just opened, Matt, and let's see how many you can actually. Yeah, should we play that game? See how many of them you can name of these 62 within, let's say, a minute. Should we say a minute and a half? I'll give you a minute and a half to name as many as you can. While Matt carries on frantically scrolling. Let's start the bidding with Matt.
How many I can name?
Yeah, of those 62.
61.
20.
That's already pretty high. Can you even talk that
Is
fast?
it?
I'm only giving a minute and a half.
What? Oh, okay. Yeah, 20 probably.
Right, Neil?
Oh, 21.
Cool.
Oh,
Right, so
shit.
Neil. It didn't get round to Matt, so yeah. You're naming 21.
Well, I only reckon I can do about 5.
Really?
All right, Neil.
It's
let's-
like-
you've got a minute and
a
a
minute.
half. Go.
Right. Dominaria, Rivals of Ixalan, Theros, Born
What
of the
kind of
Gods.
order is this, you animal? If you're doing the set.
Actually, no, we literally Theros and Born of the Gods didn't come out in time. So it's Khans. The third one did. So Journey into Nyx, Khans, Fate Reforged, Dragons of Tarkia, Battle for Zendikar, Oath of the Gatewatch, was it called?
1 minute left. Yeah.
And then Shadows over Innistrad and something Moon, Eldritch Moon. And then we go
Moon.
to Kaladesh and Aether Revolt. Where do we go after that? What do we go after that? The Egyptian place. Amonkhet. Oh, Hour of
Right.
Devastation.
30 seconds left.
Ultimate Masters. Guilds of Ravnica, Ravnica Allegiance, Masters 2015, Masters 2017, M19. How many have I named?
I don't know. I was hoping you were counting.
No, I'm not counting.
You've got 5 seconds left. Was someone in the chat counting? 3, 2.
Magic
1.
Origins, Magic 2014, Magic 2015.
I'm going to give you that. I think you probably did get 21, actually. It sounded like it was probably about 21. I should
I
have someone in
counted
the chat to
20.
count, but
Battle Bond, Conspiracy Take the Crown, Conspiracy.
yeah, there was a lot of conspiracy things. So on the list, so we had a bunch of from the Vault's Annihilation. Turns out it's a thing. A bunch of dual decks. I won't name them all, but there were tons of those.
I've literally got a From the Vault lower in front of me. That I didn't say.
Yeah, that's one of them. I should have said actually I would have accepted Magic Online only sets. You could have had Tempest remastered.
What?
I mean, I'm giving you the
Oh,
points.
that's
so
why
you don't
it's
have to
62.
complain. Yeah. Legendary Cube as well online was one of them. There were welcome decks. I don't know what that even is, but there were welcome decks 2016 and 2017.
As Lee points out in the chat, we talked about dual decks and Battle Bond, and I
You
didn't say
name
them at all.
Yeah. Unstable, obviously, that was one. Signature Spellbook Jace you could have had. Global Series, which came up in our Discord. By the way, join the
Unstable
Discord.
at all.
Sorry?
I've not played any Unstable at all, and I love unsets.
I haven't either, and I've got 2 boxes that I need to draft.
Yeah,
But
but
there were tons.
Bring them to London. Bring them to
I will,
London.
I will. All right, so next question. So that was 21 points to Neil. Sorry, Rob. You could have actually got quite a lot of points on a
I know.
call there, but he did name them. Okay, so this one is a bit... I don't know if this is a brag, but it sounds like a good number. But I want you to tell me how many total listens, so like individual plays, the podcast has had since day one on any episode total. How many individual plays have we had? I don't normally go into the stats because all the stats
Well,
are
as a
to the
sum.
public.
As a sum.
Yeah, no, we have had some, yeah.
Well, judging by the number of people in here, it's 200 times 29 minus.
29 people, that's not bad. Hi to all the 29 people that are here.
Who starts the bidding?
Well,
Oh, no,
I
just
go last.
give me a
Oh.
number. Just give me a number. I'll do a close.
250,000.
250,000. It's gone in high.
That's
Has
quite
it?
high.
I think that's too high.
That's like 200. Like, if we get 1,000 listens an episode, that's 200,000. But then you've got to take off the fact that Matt doesn't listen.
And that's
199,000.
200. 200 straight off.
Yeah, 199,000.
Yeah, you'll have to name them.
800.
I'll give you 2 hours to name all 100 and whatever you said, 250,000.
by IP address.
That data I think 15,000.
Well, that's 200 times 750,
Right.
which sounds not too. I think that's the right sort of region. I'm going to go a shade under.
What have you said is number 115,000?
No. Dataspot suggested 15,000. I'm going to go 14,000 because it's the right. For me, that's the order of magnitude I was expecting.
I am going to go for, in that case, I'll go for 98,000.
Okay, so the winner is Neil. We've had 163,000 individual plays. I know that's a big number, right? That feels like a big number.
That's so annoying because I was going to go for 200,000, but I was feeling confident.
I think that's like it to me. I don't know. To me, that feels like a big number. So thanks to everyone who's pressed play on
That
this.
means
I did my numbers wrong. I was incorrect when I said it was the correct order of magnitude.
Yes, I know you were.
That.
I know you were, Rob. And the thing is,
I meant to say 140,000.
And the
Yeah, so
thing
it
is,
is
Rob,
about it is about
and the
1,000
thing is,
like
Rob,
on
you're a
average.
maths teacher, and so when you told me I was wrong and you said it like so certainly, I was like, but I literally just put about 1,000 an episode and the 200 episodes, and I basically just mashed those numbers together. So maybe that isn't maths. Maybe you don't just say the two numbers and that's what timesing is. But
I like how Rob's like 14,000. He thinks 70 people a fucking episode. How unpopular do you think we are?
Can you tell me what the most listened to episode is, by the way?
Almost certainly one
100
where
episode.
I talk a lot.
It was the preview we had, one of the previews.
That's the preview for Sylvan Squaring.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I think the top
preview
two
where
were
you
One where they
got
had
actually.
emails.
Because we get
The
linked
preview.
through like Reddit and stuff, and I think the third most listened is Rob's origin story. So well done, Rob. You made the top
wow.
three.
Story.
Yeah,
Why Rob's?
I don't know. He's always had them more than the rest of
Because
us. I like to think it's all Rob's kids.
So
at
I
school,
interviewed
like,
him.
wanting to find out about him, but, which obviously makes like Rob's skin crawl just the thought of it.
If you put doctor,
I'm just
before,
waiting for them to
if
erupt
you
on
put
chat
doctor
and Twitch
before
here.
Rob, we could call Rob Drob as a cool nickname.
Rob.
I'm not sure that's
Rob
a cool
Wagner.
nickname.
No,
I'm not sure
I
that's
like it.
a nickname.
it's a bit derogatory.
Very good. All right.
Kill me.
I think I've got a few more questions. This one's just like a fairly basic one, but countries. What country do you think has had the most listens?
That was really funny. I prefer that happened to everybody else. But Mateo started saying that and then stopped part way through.
Yeah,
So
you
you
just
just
said the next one's
Yeah.
come.
Trees.
Tree.
Sorry
really
to any
said-
children listening. Matt should not have said that word. I do
You
apologise.
already
You
said
said it.
By accident.
What's that?
Trees.
Their little ears don't hear it differently because it's an accident, Mateo.
Oh, I accidentally shot him, so it's not murder. Well, actually, that's
Which
actually
yeah,
manslaughter.
Country
Right,
has
Neil.
the most
Bad example.
listens. Oh, that's all I want to know. Settle down now.
Foghorn.
That's
It's been
gotta
cool in
be-
chat, which is also a meme we missed earlier.
Yeah, foghorn. Meh.
Oh yeah, fuck on. Anyway, Matt's just done a tear up. Someone name a country.
England.
America.
It would be United Kingdom rather than England, but we've had one United Kingdom, one America. Rob, what are you going for?
Oh, it could be Denmark. The Danish love us.
The country where we get the most.
The Danish.
The country where we've had
Can I-
the most total listens.
Can I pick Canada and Japan combined?
You can, but you're
Japan
wrong.
are
It is America, in
Japan
fact.
is-
America. This surprised me, actually. We've had, of those 160 odd thousand, 81,000 being from America and 51 from the UK. So we actually have more American listeners than British, which, like, actually genuinely surprised me.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. Yeah.
I mean,
Right. So
hi to all the
what we need
Americans.
to do.
Oh, but hold on. But aren't there like 10 American listeners to the one British listener?
What we
not
need
not
to
since
stop.
the Brexit exchange rates messed it up.
So, right, two things about this. One, we need to stop saying like to our two American listeners when they're obviously like
Just
more.
asking to our British listeners.
And the second thing is when I'm like looking at my microphone and doing my talking to the listeners that I do, maybe I should start making that more America centric.
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe.
hey y'all, if you're an American listener, I'll have to pick an American accent and practice it. But that's
Howdy, y'all.
Anyway, City with the most listens. This is the last sort of piece of info about us I've had. What do you think the city is with the most listens?
Well,
Which
there's a
doesn't
guy
have
in
to be
from Chicago.
America.
Love.
Jethro's
Chicago.
back. Woo!
It's not Chicago though.
Is it in America?
Oh, is
Where,
it Seattle?
where John's from?
It's not Seattle. It's closer to home. It's not in America.
I said London earlier.
Oh, did you? Okay, it's London. So shout
That
out
is
to
pretty
all our
close
London
to home,
listeners.
gotta
You're a
say.
represented
That's
city.
probably just me and Rob artificially boosting the numbers by just listening to it constantly.
Yes, that happens. I listen
Swindon
every week.
represent, love it.
All right, at the end of that game, I think Matt won.
Vatican City.
Or did Neil win? No, I think Neil won. Neil won. Well done, Neil. You finally won a game.
Neil won.
Congratulations.
Woo!
Why did-
Finally a winner.
Cool. Um,
Are we supposed to tell them now that we rigged it so that I wouldn't win in case they're betting on us?
Rob ate a pie halfway through that. I don't know if anyone noticed. Anyway, Matt, do you have a treasure for us just to lead us nicely into the outros because we've already taken way longer than an hour?
Have we really?
Yeah, we've been going for a while.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, and as well, someone just pointed out in chat, shout out is another meme we have.
Yeah, that is another one.
Yeah, there's
Anyway,
lots.
sorry, back to you, Matt.
Stop cheating, Matt.
Okay, right, got one. Yeah.
Oh, Jethro's here as well. Hi, Jethro. I've just seen him in the chat.
I love it. You can
Well,
see
he's
how
not
much
talking, but he is
preparation Matt puts into it. As he's like, "Can you get a treasure?" He's like, "Yeah, ta-da, got one."
Jethro,
Right.
you missed a lot, and we actually were very sad earlier that you weren't here, by the way. But you're here now, so that's all that counts. Matt, back to you.
Okie dokie. So, we're going to play Magic 20 questions for a card that I think that you should be, like, maybe picking up.
Let's go.
And
The idea
where
of this
I'm
is
getting-
that the card's going to go up in price, but ultimately Matt doesn't know what he's talking about, so he just pretends he does and chooses a card
That's
at random.
not true. That's not true. That's not
It's
true.
basically Magic 20 questions and no longer Trash to Treasure.
That's just outrageous. That's outrageous. Remember when you went back that year on all the card speculation, and you would have made like £250?
Yeah, but who would have made the
Neil's
most money?
Tamagotchi.
It was me on my Tamagotchi.
Neil's trash was Tamagotchi because it was 180 quid when he chose it, and it went up to 200. But only because he chose it when it was on 20% sale at Madhouse.
I normally take notes about the card on a notepad file, temporary notepad file. Shall I put it in Twitch chat?
Yeah, good idea.
Thanks.
Cool. Matt, who's supposed to be asking first?
It's normally you.
Yeah, it
Alright.
usually
Can we
goes.
explain it?
Could you?
What, asking a question?
Huh?
Hello?
Could you target this card at any point within its lifetime of a game, assuming like no modifiers are applied to it, with either one of the following or any of them: Fatal Push, Envelop, not Envelope, or Sinkhole? Fatal Push,
what-
Envelop, or Sinkhole?
What does envelop do?
Count as a
Target
sorcery.
sorcery.
Can target
Uh,
sorcery.
yeah. No,
The blue.
no, you couldn't. Also,
It's not like on the stage.
Matteo,
Yes.
are you acting up? Because that's way better a question than you normally are.
Why just?
Yeah, we now know it's not
In-
it's not a
in
creature.
the
It's not a
art,
sorcery. It's not a land.
Is there either
Well, Fatal Push has
A
mathematical
donkey?
restrictions.
a man
Nope,
with a
you
hat
can target any creature that hasn't got hexproof.
I didn't realise that when I asked the question.
Or
Sorry.
hexproof both players.
on?
Right, Neil, Is there a donkey or a man with a hat on?
A man with a hat on.
Yeah.
An army. A woman painting. Or a person with headphones on.
Okay. There's definitely a man with a hat on. So I'll give you a bit of extra
I was
information.
going to say, that's more than we normally get.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's a card from Innistrad, but I'm going to.
It's probably Vampire Conquistadors. That's got a hat on.
Is this card an instant?
Yes.
In the picture,
Yep.
is there
Dare I listen?
a living being with more than 4 limbs, and I'm going to count wings as limbs, 2 or more humans or humanoid beings engaged in battle, or sprawling vegetation, so like maybe a lush forest floor or something like that, or some kind of member of the cat family, so like a panther or a lion or just a cat, any of those
Do you want
things.
to go through all those again?
Yes, it was a being with more than 4 limbs where wings are being counted as limbs. 2 or more things like humans or humanoids engaged in battle, sprawling vegetation, or a cat family member.
None of those things.
Oh wow, interesting. But there is a man with a hat.
Is it blue?
Yeah, it is blue.
I'm really good at this.
It's a
Is it a blue envelope?
instant.
Oh no, it's an int. Oh no, it could actually be a blue envelope.
Yeah.
We know it's a blue instant. Oh no, because there's no man with a hat in that.
No. It's a really boring picture.
Is the man holding up one hand?
Rob, I need you to phrase your question differently.
That's a very judge answer. Yes, he can hold up one hand.
Is the man holding up at least one hand?
Does the man have hands?
You're all assuming something, and
Up is the top of the card.
no. So
Oh, we're assuming the man's alive?
okay, Rob, I think I know what you're asking. Yes, the man is holding up one hand.
Is he like literally holding up someone's hand? Or is it me next?
Yeah.
Can you spell any of our first names, abbreviated or otherwise, so like Rob or Matt would count, with using only letters from this card's name?
No.
Interesting.
Does Rob know what the card is?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay.
Well, actually, I can't say. You've ended the game there. Because I can't say for sure. I think he does. Yes.
All right. Does this card?
You've already asked the question.
Okay. All right.
Rob next.
I mean, I don't know the card.
Oh, okay. Really?
I do.
Has this card been printed more than 5 times before?
Yes.
Um,
Which means art-based questions are very tricky.
Right.
question from listener Chris, actually. Is there a crab in the picture, or a picture of a man that looks like he could be thinking about a crab?
Yeah, loads of the people depicted in this card could be thinking about crabs.
That's why you need to get yourself checked out regularly.
Also, it depends what kind of crabs he's thinking about. Like, what his opinion on crabs are. Because, like, in some of it, it's like a guy looking quite pleased. And, like, if they're like, oh, yay, crab for dinner, then that's, like, very different to the guy that's like, oh, no, crab. Or
I think
perhaps
you might be thinking more like somebody's going, "Oh, I've got crabs."
All right, Neil.
In the Tempest printing of this card,
Right, yeah, in the Tempest printing of this card.
do you think that person?
You can have visual questions because we've got We've got cameras.
I think that person's a recipient.
Okay. I was gonna say, what do you think that person's sad about?
I think that the person is sad.
That's not a yes or no question, is it?
I know, but I think the person's sad because someone said a mean thing to him.
All right, Rob, your question.
Was that person airtie?
Yes, that person was airtime.
Does this card's name contain a question where, like, the kind of thing you might be asked if you applied for Countdown and they were like, can you counter spell, or because you need to be able to do those things to come on our show, so like, are you a suitable candidate? Is that the kind of, like, is that the kind of thing they might ask you?
Yeah, that's the kind of thing they might ask.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this card does sound like the kind of thing they might ask you on Countdown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which they did in fact ask Neil when he was on Countdown. To which he answered no.
He did win though.
Is
did
the
win
number
that
of letters in this card's name a factor of the difference between the number of episodes we've had and the number of episodes that have been of Countdown?
What?
I don't know.
I think I speak for myself, Rob, Matteo, and all the listeners when I say, what the f*** are you on about?
I
Well,
direct you to the Twitch chat.
Guys. Right, Rob's question.
My question is, if Matteo was saying this card name, would he get in trouble before he got to saying a spell?
Maybe, yeah.
Do you think this card might be reprinted in Modern Horizons?
I do think this card might be
Oh, interesting. What could it
reprinted.
be?
Right.
Is it red?
No.
Oh.
Oh.
It's a blue instant.
This is my last question, isn't it?
Oh, Rob,
Yes.
yeah, Rob, yeah. It is
This is the last question.
Is the last thing I typed in Twitch chat correct?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Also, obviously, Rob gets 1 million points. And therefore wins the live episode. But yeah, this is Counterspell because there's been a lot of chat and a lot of people have cited that, like Marrow has said a bunch in the past that like the reason Counterspell will never be reprinted, even though it would be good for Modern, they think, and it would be fine in Modern, is because it would be too good in Standard. And like Counterspells already exist in Modern, and that's great. And they could do with being a bit better, and maybe make control decks a bit cooler. And like basically, no one's going to care if you put it in Modern. Like no one's going to be annoyed because Modern's already crap. So all you're going to do is make some people a bit happier. All the people that whinge about Modern will still whinge. All the people that like it for no reason will still like it. So yeah, I think it's a very likely card. And the reason you should pick these up, one, you can get some like really cheap prices at various shops on the internet. For example, like Star City Games, Channel Fireball, Mana Leak, they're all examples of shops you could get them from. eBay, Magic Card Market, Seven City Collectibles, of course, friends of the show. Yeah,
On
so
the
there
street,
are.
see if anyone's chucked any away.
Yeah.
And so yeah, you just pick them up. And also, Counterspell is such an iconic card. And when you look through the Counterspell art, you're like, oh, to me that's what a Counterspell art looks like. And then you keep clicking, and you're like, oh no, that's what a Counterspell looks like. And if you end up being, if I go to a Modern tournament, which I'm probably not going to do, and I play against you, and you're playing Counterspell, which you're probably not going to be doing, and you've got the new ones,
Or
and
Jason Spellbook.
or like whatever the one in Modern Horizons is, it'll be like, what's wrong with you? Like, So yeah, you don't want to be a loser. You don't look like a loser or a pleb. So you can get nice old ones.
Nice.
But yeah, I think Counterspell's a good buy. And they're the sort of thing that like, if they are like, to put it seriously, if they are reprinted, like Counterspell's a part of Magic's history, right? Like for a lot of players who play now, like they won't have played with it, but like we talk about Counterspell with like a degree of like awe and reverence, don't we? Like it's iconic and cool. And so I think if you are going to be playing something iconic and cool, you want it to be the old iconic cool version. Like new Mana Leaks don't look great. Like for me,
So go out and buy your super cheap beta Counterspells so you can be cool and iconic. and they'll just go up in value.
Yeah, and I like for me, there are a few cards that are just like owning the actual ones of them is good. Like I want like Textless Negates. So I remember when the Textless Player Awards came out, they were all really cool and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
As an aside, there's been 6,908 episodes of Countdown, and we've had 200 episodes. So the difference is 6,708, and there's 12 letters in the word counterspell, and that is 559 is 6,708 divided by 12. So yes, was the
Until it's been
answer.
on Countdown.
Do you know who did the title sequence for the first ever Countdown?
No.
Richard White.
My dad.
Oh. Shout out to Rob's dad for doing the cat. What do you mean? Did the title sequence? Like
I did the
music?
animation, made it.
Oh,
No,
cool.
the pictures.
Do you know
Really?
when that was?
That's really cool, Rob.
Yeah, that is cool.
74 or something.
That's
know,
dead
he
cool. It
did
started broadcasting November 2nd, 1982.
82. It was the first show on Channel 4.
It's true.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing, Rob. That's so cool.
Yeah.
What a cool fact. Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's a cool fact.
It's alright. Don't get that on any other podcast, do you?
Probably
What, multiple Countdown references.
a
I don't think my brother
countdown
does a podcast.
trivia episode of something.
Anyway,
Mateo, I think we need to have something to do with Countdown because now Rob and Neil are in a little sort of like countdowny club.
so I mentioned
Countdown Club.
I mentioned when
Oh,
I
also-
did a bit of streaming earlier this week. Yeah, Rob.
I was going to say, Rachel Riley, while she was at Oxford, her tutor is a colleague of mine.
Oh,
As in, he's now a teacher.
that's cool.
There's a picture of me on the internet staring at her tits, so I'm back in the club, gang.
She came to the tournament
Back in
in
the
Cardiff
club.
once, didn't she? And you did like a
Yeah.
bit of commentary. No, I did a bit of streaming earlier this week just to like test that this would work, and I mentioned on that I'm turning 30 in like just over a year, so I'm going to turn 29 in April, and I'm going to set up a list of 30 things to do before I'm 30, and one of them is to appear on TV. And I think I actually have quite a good shot at Countdown, I guess for the same reason that Neil had a shot, because it's like, you know, magic is an interesting thing, I guess.
Because you wear spectacles and
Exactly.
look nerdy.
Like, I'm nerdy. Like I work in publishing, so like I'm good at words. I'm like I've got a physics
Word,
degree,
word, word.
numbers, cool. Everything's fine.
Did you touch your glasses then to do a nerd impression, or were they just sliding down your nose slightly?
No, I was doing a nerd impression, but it is obviously
Okay.
what we all do. So yeah, so I might try and get on Countdown, just so Matt, you'll be the only one left without a Countdown reference. But anyway, should we wrap up?
Oh,
You guys got your raps, Larry? Who's raps? I can't speak. Your raps ready? Who's going to start beatboxing? Anyone?
no.
No. So yeah, thanks. Well, we're at the end of the live episode. I think it's worked. It's all worked out fine. Everyone's here. People are talking.
It was
to
good
us. That's
fun.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was good fun.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, if people enjoyed this, please, if you're listening to this on the recording afterwards, I hope we haven't done it so that it was unlistenable, because we might try and make it so that we do more video things in the future, but still do audio, because we don't want to obviously alienate the people that have stuck with us for 200 episodes. But obviously, if you do want to join in, head to twitch.tv/tvpodcast. You might be able to catch the next one that is live. I'm sure there are some people that just like weren't free today but would have liked to join in. I'll probably also put the recording on YouTube. I am recording this, so hopefully it comes out right. And if it does, I'll put it on YouTube as well, so you can watch this back if you want to. We haven't done a lot in terms of interactivity video-wise, but I'm sure we can work that out and do more in future. If you want to support us, you can do so for free in many ways. You can go on Twitter and Facebook and follow us there, even just like interacting in any way. Obviously, it drives our numbers up, algorithms and stuff. You go on our Discord, which we always talk about.
Which code?
Discord, I don't have the like key with me at the moment. I don't know if one of you guys wants to put it in chat, but I'll put the key in like the show notes, like I always do. Any of our show notes from the last few episodes, we'll have that there. Or Patreon. I've posted a link. Neil's also just posted a link as well. I'm not sure why he also posted a link, but we would love it if you.
That's the important one.
Yeah, that's important.
Given our new destitute status.
Any number of dollars a month. You can. Most podcasts do a number of dollars per episode, but we do it per month, which means you can do like $1 a month, which is basically nothing. Let's be honest. But if
Things it's going to become a lot.
if everyone here gave $1 a month, it would be, it would actually increase our current Patreon by about 50%, because we just don't really promote it that much. It's not a huge amount that we have on there. But 4 is what we normally ask for, because it's like, it's the cost of a booster pack a month. So if you think we entertain you enough for you to say, here's a pint, or here's a booster pack a month, then we would appreciate it.
More importantly, tell your mates to listen. We want those numbers to go up. Although those numbers are quite big, but that's.
Someone just asked, can they say hi to me at a tournament? I always look very intense. I do always look very intense. I have very heavy resting bitch face, and I also am quite awkward, and I find social gatherings.
Hey,
many
Math
people
Mage. How's
awkward.
things?
You can say hi to me.
Yeah, Matteo, that's
Just in time.
really, like, basically sums up why you're so terrible at this. Because basically someone's like, oh, I listen, can I come, like, talk to you at a tournament? And you're like, well, yeah, I've got resting bitch face, and I really, like, don't like talking to people, and, like, I'm really shy. But, like, yeah, I suppose so.
You can try. I can't guarantee it'll be fun for you, but
Just
you can
say
try.
yes.
I can't guarantee it'll
Yeah.
be fun for you.
Oh, someone's vouched that I am indeed crap at being friendly in tournament, but good over a drink. No, that is true. A few drinks usually loosen me up enough to have a good time with. I forgot
we
who that
should
is.
do-
You told us
what
at the
we should-
start, but I forgot who you are.
Hey, hey.
Thanks for
See,
saying that.
I was thinking about this.
That's Dom
'cause it was
Z.
something that I did when I went to GP Toronto, I think it was. And one of the reasons I went was because a podcast I listened to were organising like an after party for the GP, and they organised an after party at GP Toronto for everybody to go to, and it'd be cool if we could do that for a future GP, maybe in London or something. But
Yeah, that's cool. Because I think that would enables listeners to come and hang out, doesn't it? Because, like,
Yeah.
what you basically do is, like, you staff it with all the listeners you know are going to be there who are nice and cool, and, like, that means that there's already a gathering that everyone can go to. Yeah, that's quite smart.
We've just, by the way, we've just had someone come on. I don't know if they're trolling us, or if they're genuinely asking this, but we've had someone come on and say, as a mill player, can I please stop running into opponents running Gaia's Blessings when playing MTG Arena? There is a way around that. Just don't play Dominaria. But hi.
oh, don't play
Math
Mill.
Mage, if you are indeed not following us, you're new to us. We'd love it if you checked us out. Blue Envelope Podcast. There's like the links above and below to how to find us. It'd be awkward if you dropped us a follow. Oh yeah, everyone watching this on Twitch, please just drop us a follow. All you have to do is like press the little, I think it's a heart, like down there.
There is a
I think it's up there.
Up there.
to math page. There is a hotkey. If you don't want to keep playing an opponent who's got Gaia's Blessing, just Alt F4, and they'll just go away.
So go away.
Awesome. Yeah, everyone does hate Mill. they said they love
We-
playing Mill. Everyone hates Mill. People do hate Mill, but
That
hey,
being
do
said,
what you want to do. It's your world to live in.
It's excellent activating a millstone, isn't it? Like, it's just such a good feeling. Like,
Yeah,
I can see why people like playing mill, and
I've
the
won
people.
a lot of games
Well,
with Screaming Shield in the
Math
current
Mage?
draft format. And
You know what,
enjoyed
Math Mage?
I've won a bunch of games with Screaming Shield.
it. Yeah.
It seems like, Math Mage, you're not one of our long-time listeners. And you know what? I'll give you a little taste of what you can hear in your ear holes if you listen to our podcast, right? The people that don't like playing against Mill are stupid. And the reason they're stupid are they're your average common or garden moron playing a game. They're the kind that basically are like, oh, this is so frustrating and crap because, like, oh, I saw all my good cards going into my graveyard. Oh, those people are absolutely disgustingly stupid. Like, it doesn't matter whether the cards that you don't know are coming happen to be like in your graveyard. Like, it doesn't matter what those cards were. You're still drawing randomly off your library. Don't be stupid.
But they might have cheated and stacked their deck.
Everyone knows, Neil, when you stack decks, you put the good cards on the bottom.
Yeah.
Good. Right. Should we let these 29 people
Well,
tune into something better?
I think Neil might have an outro, but I'm not sure because he always does this thing where he refuses to tell me whether he definitely does. But Neil, do you have an outro for us?
It's a cop outro, I'm afraid,
Oh,
because
very good wordplay.
I've decided to do a giveaway. Whee!
What?
Because I have
Oh wow.
Is that
one
sneakers?
one of these
Grab the
from
dog.
the Magic 25th anniversary thing with the Black Lotus on. Ugh. And I thought I'd give it away to a listener or a watcher who's still here.
That is cool.
Watcher.
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 So I'm going to find the list of people still here. Choom. It's not been worn, so I was given 3. I actually have 3 of them, and I only
If you
wore
win
one
it,
of
let
them.
us know
This
if you
is one
would
of
like
them.
Neil to wear it, and he can.
Yes.
I've got to say, I can put it on prior to sending it.
Also, just to
That's
Neil send,
weird, it'd be all
for anyone
sweaty.
who's been asking about these, they
Why
have
would it be
arrived, so they'll be
sweaty?
sending them out soon.
I imagine you're sweaty.
Anyway,
Ah, okay. And in the random org list, oh, that's really funny. The winner is actually somebody who is in the Discord chat, which is fun.
We're going to have to send it to Pissing America.
I think we do, actually. But the funny thing is, Math Mage was actually second on the list.
Oh, Math Mage.
But Free Cialis won. Free Keyless? I don't know. But I know he's been chatting in the...
Cialis is a brand name for Viagra. So I think...
Is it?
Yeah.
Well,
That's what's up.
Yeah. Don't ask him what's up. But I assume his name is a troll.
yeah, Math Mage was actually second on my list.
Oh, sorry, Math.
It's
Math Mage is still asking about Mill.
Random.org.
Is the prize winner here?
Math Mage, we'd love to help you
they
with your
should
Mill
be, 'cause
dilemmas,
they're in
but
the
if you-
chat.
If you
Like,
hit follow on the
I
screen
took the list.
thing.
I took the list of
We'll talk
users
about Mill
and
another
just
time.
randomised that.
I've not seen them comment. I just want to make sure it's not like a spam bot or something.
Not like
Free-
he
no,
chats
Free
in the
Cialis, he
Discord.
interacts with us all the time.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Oh, Math Mage lives
Well,
in
there you go.
Hawaii.
That, like I said, it wasn't really much of an outro, but I thought I'd do a giveaway. Because I've been trying to get rid of a bunch of my magic stuff, and I was like, I could start giving it away on the podcast. And this seemed like an ideal way to start.
That is cool. Thanks, Neil. That is awesome. But yeah, Free Cialis does live in America, so...
Oh, sorry, Math Mage. It's only XL, I think. It's not double X, triple XL. That is healthy. That is a healthy size.
Mrs. Pear 92 would like a link to our Discord, please.
Right. There should be a way to do that.
There's
In
a-
what?
Also,
I
yeah.
can grab that. Let me get the link. Here is the link. I've got the link. All right, so that's the link to our Discord. Please do join the fun. Basically, we have quite an active discussion there going on. It's quite cool. But obviously, the more people,
They look
the better.
different.
What looks different?
He's not talking. He's not here. I believe he's in. Isn't he in New York? Frequently.
He was told us he's in New York for a wedding on Discord, but I don't know if that's where he's from. But I don't know if we should be discussing where he lives anyway, because it's slight invasion of privacy. It's like breach of privacy. But anyway, I know
Isn't it?
Free Cialis is
It's
an American.
absolutely a breach of GDPR.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Flounce is quite determined for me to give one to Math Mage. Math Mage, if you message me privately, you can have one of my other spare ones.
Yeah.
There you go.
Also, that's quite generous. Also, please everyone hit follow here, because we probably will be streaming again. Maybe not every episode, but we'll discuss this separately, guys. And see if we want to stream again. I might actually start streaming some Arena probably via this channel as well in the coming weeks. So yeah, apparently it's up there. Rob's pointing up there. So
Add the follow button.
no, Neil's pointing the wrong way.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I'm on.
It flips. Yeah, it flips weirdly.
Yeah. Flips.
Also, I think I'm closest.
You are. I'm pointing at the Patreon link. That's what I'm pointing at.
Yeah.
I should have worn my I'm with stupid. No wait, I'm with stupid.
Yeah. Really. Do you guys remember the young ones? Like a
Yeah.
old British, and there's like a really funny scene from that they go to University Challenge, and there's a bit where they like kick through the
Kick
'cause
through the thing.
Anyone who hasn't seen
Yeah.
University, anyone who's not UK
I
based,
heard University Challenge trivia. You know when the guy says like the name of the person, like Smith, and then
Yeah.
college, right?
Yeah.
That is a guy saying it at the time. That's
Yeah.
they're not recorded and button press. It's just a guy saying it.
yeah, because
right,
if
so
you
every
watch
actor,
it,
the
they get more
tenseness.
frantic towards the end of the episode.
Yeah. So they buzz and he shouts.
Yeah, but on University Challenge, there's like the two teams are kind of on desks next to each other, but when the questions being asked, they use like split screen to kind of put them on top of each other. And it's kind of a running joke that people used to think they were actually sat on top of each other, but then there was I guess it was kind of like a sitcom called The Young Ones in like the 80s, where they go on, and at some point they like kick through the screen to the team below them because they get annoyed with them. It's quite funny, but I thought it'd be funny if I sort of like punch that way or something and like a hand appeared in another screen, but we didn't have time to sort these antics out, so
Antics.
And we're not a comedy podcast, we're a magic podcast.
exactly, serious magic only. So Math
if
Mage,
you
come back
look
with
on
serious
the-
advice.
If you look on the Magic the Gathering podcasts, we're classed as a news podcast.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, they list like all the Magic the Gathering podcasts that are going on or have gone on, and we're listed as a news podcast.
Yeah, I guess we're like magazine style is how I'd describe it. Like we sort of have features, but really we're just a nonsense podcast.
Sorry, I've just seen Rob's reply to unsubscribe.
You removed Dub.
Maybe we should advertise ourselves as a news podcast more. Maybe we'd get more listeners.
Yeah, maybe we should advertise ourselves more in general. So if
Oh,
anyone has
yeah,
any
just
advice
some.
on that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Should we leave these 30 people
Yeah.
to get on
Thanks
with their
everyone.
evenings?
It's been fun.
They're
Good hustle,
Yeah.
gang.
Yeah, good hustle.
Hustle
Well, that's
gang.
another. Good hustle gang. That's a meme that you guys don't know about. But
Hood Gussel gang.
thanks everyone, and we're actually going to leave now. Once I work out how to do.
Hang
that.
on. Wait. I need to
no.
give.
What are you doing, Neil?
Somebody asked for the list of Magic the Gathering podcasts, and it's on Podpedia.
Oh, okay.
So I've given them people to go and listen to instead of us.
That's
Wow,
what I could have
that's
named
really
during the game earlier. God.
Cool.
Got put in the name.
Why does this not link them? That's lazy.
What? It does. Oh, what, the list?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, should we leave?
Laters.
Thanks everyone. Bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.